Senator Wyden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Vice Chairman Warner highlighted in his opening statement the importance of an effective security clearance process. So I've got a question for you, Director Wray. Was the FBI aware of allegations related to Rob Porter and domestic abuse? And if so, was the White House informed this could affect his security clearance? When were they informed? And who at the White House was informed?
Well, Senator, there's a limit to what I can say about the content of any particular background investigation for a variety of reasons that I'm sure you can appreciate. I would say that the background investigation process involves a fairly elaborate set of standards, guidelines, protocols, agreements, et cetera, that have been in place for 20-plus years. And I'm quite confident that in this particular instance, the FBI followed established protocols.
So was the White House informed that this could affect his security clearance? That's a yes or no.
I can't get into the content of what was briefed.
What were they informed?
What I can tell you is that the FBI submitted a partial report on the investigation in question in March, and then a completed background investigation in late July. That is, soon thereafter, we received requests for follow-up inquiry, and we did the follow-up and provided that information in November, and then we administratively closed the file in January. And then earlier this month, we received some additional information, and we passed that on as well.
Okay. Let me turn now to the two recent arbitrary and inconsistent decisions that affect the politicizing of the classification system. The first was the public release of the Nunes memo. The second involved the report that the Congress required on Russian oligarchs, their relationship with President Putin, and indications of corruption. In that case, the Secretary of the Treasury released nothing other than a list of rich Russians taken from public sources. My question, and any of you can respond, did any of you take a position on either of these two arbitrary classification decisions? And did any of you have any communications with the White House about either of those classification matters?
I'll start, and the answer is no.
No. I raised concerns on this issue with the DNI.
No.
Yeah, the CIA was not asked to review the classification of those documents.
Not on the second, the oligarch treasury document. We did have interaction about the memo from Chairman Nunes.
Is there anything you can say that protects sources and methods in an open session with respect to that matter?
Well, I would just say that, as we said publicly, that we had grave concerns about that memo's release.
Okay. On encryption, Director Wray, as you know, this isn't a surprise because I indicated I would ask you about this. You have essentially indicated that companies should be making their products with back doors in order to allow you all to do your job. And we all want you to protect Americans, and at the same time, sometimes there's these policies that make us less safe and give up our liberties. And that's what I think we get with what you all are advocating, which is weak encryption. Now, this is a pretty technical area, as you and I have talked about. And there's a field known as cryptography. I don't pretend to be an expert on it, but I think there is a clear consensus among experts in the field against your position to weaken strong encryption. So I have asked you for a list of the experts that you have consulted. I haven't been able to get it. Can you give me a date this afternoon when you will give me, this morning, a sense of when we will be told who are these people who are advising you to pursue this route? Because I don't know of anybody respected in the field who is advising that it is a good idea to adopt your position to weaken strong encryption. So can I get that list?
We'd be happy to talk more about this topic this afternoon. My position is not that we should weaken encryption. My position is that we should be working together, government and the private sector, to try to find a solution that balances both concerns.
I'm on the program for working together. I just think we need to be driven by objective facts, and the position you all are taking is out of sync with what all the experts in the field are saying, and I would just like to know who you all are consulting with, and we'll talk some more about it this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.